Hello, grade 11s. Today we're looking at the creditors reconciliation from the Eastern Cape, November 2023, paper 2. So we're going to have a look at this question whereby we're given Simple Stores, who buys goods on credit from Nandu Supplies. A statement of account was received on 28 Feb or 28 August 2023. So the balance did not correspond with the balance on the creditors ledger account of Nandu Supplies. Then we're going to complete the table provided, and we need to show the effect of each error or omission, and we're going to indicate an increase with a plus or a decrease with the minus next to each amount. So we're given the balances here on the information. We're given the creditors ledger balance of 40,100. Then we're given the balance as per the statement received from Nandu Supplies as 21,020. Right, so now we're gonna get onto these errors and omissions and see what we need to do. So information A, at Simple Stores reflected a credit invoice of 8,800 in the creditors ledger account of Nandu Suppliers. This was for goods purchased from Nandasol or Nandasile dealers. So what we need to do each and every time, you need to remember that you make a correction on the side that has an error. So in this case, Simple Stores made the error. You first need to identify and ask yourself who made the error and how much am I correcting. So Simple Stores, they reflected a credit invoice of 8,800. So in this case, Simple Stores made the error, and the error didn't really relate to Nandu Supply. So we're going to take the 8,800 out, right? And then here we don't have to do any adjustment. Then the second one, an allowance of 1,740 for damaged goods returned was recorded as an invoice, right? So here we might have to multiply by 2 because there might be two things that we need to do. Now let's have a look. So the 1,740 was for damaged goods, so this is a return, right? We know that a return is supposed to decrease what we owe, but now it was recorded as an invoice. Since it was recorded as an invoice, the first thing that we need to do is to correct the error, right, by removing the 1,740 that was recorded as an invoice. Then secondly, what we need to do, we need to record the correct entry, which is actually removing the 1,740 of returns, right? So we're going to take these two amounts and combine them. So it's negative 1,740 multiplied by 2, which is 3,480. So now it was recorded in the creditors ledger account of Nandu Supply. So we are the ones who made an error. So that is then going to be the negative 3,480. Then now we look at information C. Information C says an invoice for 15,200 was incorrectly reflected as 12,500 on the statement received from Nandu Supplies. So Nandu Supplies made a mistake, and we need to account for the difference because they reflected it as 12,500, but it was supposed to be more. It's supposed to be the 15,200. So we're going to account for the difference between the two amounts. So it's 15,200 minus the 12,500. So it becomes 2,700. Then we are going to increase what we owe to them by 2,700. Then now we're going to look at information D, which says Simple Stores recorded a 10% discount on an EFT payment of 9,600, right? So Simple Stores, they recorded a 10% discount. This is already in our books. So this did not appear on the statement of Nandu Supplies, right? Now, Nandu Supplies stated that the discount should have been 5%. So now we see that what has happened here is that on our statement, on our records, which is the creditors ledger, what we have recorded is 10%, but we need to decrease that by 5%. Now, when we decrease that by 5%, which means we will be owing Nandu suppliers more, and we need to increase what we owe them, right? So, and the second thing that we will need to do in this case, we will need to decrease what we owe to Nandu suppliers on their side because they never recorded the discount. Okay, so let's see what has happened here. We had the 9,600, right, multiplied by 5%. This is the discount that we was initially supposed to record, which is 480. But the discounts that were recorded, okay, 9,600 times 10% should be 960 because it's just double of this amount. So now we're going to decrease in our books, right? We're looking at simple stores. In our books, we have recorded 960, but we were supposed to record only 480. Now remember what a discount does. A discount reduces what you owe. Now we want to reverse that discount, right? Initially, we would have subtracted the discount. Now we want to reverse it. We're going to add it back, right? We're going to add back the discount of 480 because now we owe them more. But Nandu suppliers never showed any discount. So Nandu suppliers is going to have initially the minus 480, right? Because they never recorded any discount. We're going to decrease what we owe to them in their books by 480, right? Because here, remember that we already had 960, but we are decreasing that 960 to 480. Okay, then now we're going to move on to E. E says Nandu suppliers did not deduct the 10% trade discount on a credit invoice for goods purchased, so the correct net amount of 11,160. So this is the net amount, right? And this is a 10% trade discount, which was not recorded by who? Nandu suppliers. So Nandu suppliers made the error in this case, but we know that this is the net, which means it's the 100% minus the 10% discount, which gives us the 90%, right? So it was recorded in the creditors ledger of simple stores. So now we need to determine this trade discounts that was not recorded by Nandu. So we're going to simply take 11,160 multiplied by what we want, which is the 10, over what we know, which is the 90%, right? Then we're going to say 11,160 multiplied by 10 over 90, which is 1,240. So we're going to take that 1,240 and simply subtract it there. Then lastly, F says an invoice for goods purchased for 6,300 on the 30th of August was not on the statement from Nandu suppliers. So because the statement is due, or the statement date is the 28th of August 2023. So the 6,300 doesn't appear on the Nandu supplier statement, and we're going to simply take the 6,300 and edit here. Now what we're going to do, simply calculate and see if these two accounts match. So we're going to start with the statement from Nandu suppliers and simply add all those amounts, and let's see, the total here is 28,300. Then we can quickly calculate the creditors recon or creditors ledger. So that's 4,100, 8,800, 3,480 and 480. So that's also 28,300. Well, that is then our creditors ledger. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe, like, drop a comment, and share with anyone who might need help with accounting. I'll definitely see you in the next video. Cheers.